Minister Errol to reform the labour laws of this country. Minister McLeod is on the record as saying the time has come to make amendments to the Industrial Relations Act in keeping with the standards of the International Labour Organization, the ILO. In this wide-ranging interview, Curtis Williams asked him exactly what this entails and how soon should workers expect change.
When are you going to go to Parliament, and what are these measures that you're bringing to Parliament?
We would be required to raise the level of a number of positions in the laws governing labor at this time, principally the Industrial Relations Act. I made some amendments to the work that had previously been done, and last week, as was required by Prime Minister and the Attorney General in this administration, the Ministry of Labour dispatched to the Attorney General's office our positions on these laws which we need amended.
Included among them better provisions for women who are pregnant and so on.
The international standard is 14 weeks. In the majority of our local collective agreements, you would find provision for 12 and in some cases 13 weeks. So it is simply a question of amending our legislation to give effect to 14 weeks.
How do you ensure that people, however, that some smaller companies, smaller businesses, ensure that workers who work there benefit from the extended leave?
We need to beef up, first of all, that section of the ministry that has responsibility for inspections, the Labour Inspectorate. We are a bit short-staffed there. That is being looked at. We, the ministry, must be monitoring these things so that all of us, labor and the business, give effect to developing an atmosphere, an industrial relations atmosphere of fairness as we pursue very vigorously the quest for the establishment of decent work.
Okay, you talked about labor and industry and so on coming together. You've talked as well about it, returning to that approach, that tripartite approach. Why do you feel this is necessary?
If we did not have greater cooperation between business, labor, and government, I mean, we might well be marking time on one spot. Yeah? That is not to take the fight out of the negotiations process, right? It is not to do that at all. It is to bring a level of reasonableness, yes, among the contending parties, and to have a deeper level of respect one for the other. I am proposing that we take each other into greater consideration.
What about the suggestion that you've come from the labor movement and whether or not you enjoy the confidence of business that you will be fair?
I really do hope that the fears that I have heard that business has been expressing are really unfounded fears.
The minimum wage, there's to be, the People's Partnership has indicated its interest in increasing that minimum wage. Well, let me put it another way. What effect is it likely to have on business and on workers?
There is supposed to be a minimum wages board. It is a tripartite board. Yes? Government is represented at the level of that board. Business is represented. Labor, the unions are represented. They come up with a recommendation which the minister may or may not accept. Substantial work has been done, and I think that in perhaps a month or so, we should be saying in more definite terms what the recommendation is, and when the recommendation, if it is accepted by the cabinet, when it will be implemented. I hope all of that to take place shortly.
Thank you, Minister.